Well, we're happy to be joined by Gwynn Shotwell, who is the president of SpaceX. Gwynn, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
This is very exciting. You had a tremendously successful mission in May, and that has led us to where we are today with the first commercial resupply services mission to the International Space Station. Falcon 9 and Dragon are ready to go, and we just wanted to get your thoughts on where things stand.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks so much. So first of all, I wanted to thank NASA. You guys have been a great partner to us. And I also want to thank the 2,000 men and women at SpaceX who have helped get us to this day here today. Obviously, we had a huge amount of work to do. It resulted in an enormous success for us in May, this past May. And leading up to this particular mission, we're very excited.
Well, we have a tape that we'd like to show and ask you to talk a little bit about it, the preparations that are underway for this flight with Dragon and Falcon 9.
Sure. So you see the Falcon 9 was over there on the right. Now you see Dragon here vertical. We mate the two in the horizontal position. So what we're doing right now is checking this stack and using the huge ground support equipment to rotate that Dragon to the horizontal. This is actually done at our hangar facility here at Cape Canaveral. This activity occurred on Sunday, just this past Sunday. The day prior, the Saturday just before, we had executed our static fire, hitting our T0 right on the money, which was great. So what we're doing is we're mating these two systems now. We're going to be rolling out and doing a dry dress rehearsal, which was Tuesday this past week.
Okay.
There we're executing the roll here. Maybe about the speed of when the shuttle would on the crawler.
About a mile an hour.
So we went out vertical for the dry dress, or we rolled out horizontal, went vertical for the dry dress. Then we brought the system back into the hangar, and we're actually just rolling out again for flight.
And this is at Space Launch Complex 40.
That's correct. Those things that you see there with the Dragon logo, those are the fairings that cover the solar array panels for the Dragon capsule.
And those will come off about 3 minutes or so into flight, I believe?
They come off 3 minutes into the second stage burn.
The second stage burn.
The second stage burn, that's correct. Everybody's busy, making sure the operation is going successfully. The giant lightning towers there, very necessary here for launching out of the Cape.
Right. Very exciting. Well, you and your whole team have done a phenomenal job. There must be an awful lot of excitement.
People are very excited, no question. They were very excited for the success that we had in May. And they're very much looking forward to getting on with the operational mission. So everybody's really pumped for this.
Well, so are we. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks very much for having.
This is Falcon Launch Control at T-minus 41 minutes and counting. And we're just moments away from beginning the final vehicle configuration for launch, and things will begin to get busy at locations around the country. The Launch Control Center, the SpaceX Launch Control Center here at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, has been active throughout the count. You can see the launch team is monitoring its consoles and see Dragon in the background. They're working no technical issues at this time. Everyone is monitoring their individual systems and preparing for launch at 8:35. And meanwhile, across the country, in Hawthorne, California, home of SpaceX, the SpaceX Mission Control Center is standing by to monitor the vehicle when flight begins. They'll be working in tandem with their colleagues at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, where the International Space Station Mission Control Center is located. Flight controllers there are monitoring the Dragon systems and the International Space Station systems as well. Everyone is preparing for an on-time liftoff tonight at 8:35 p.m. and 7 seconds. Liftoff of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon capsule. We're at T-minus 40 minutes and counting. This is Falcon Launch Control.
GC, are you ready for vehicle release final setup?
GC is ready.
Copy that. Proceeding. DC, LC, GS, AVI, are you ready for the wireless base station to be enabled?
AVI is ready. Do we do that at T-minus 40 minutes?
That's affirmative.
Copy.
GS is ready.
DC is ready.
LC, are you ready for the wireless base station to be enabled?
I am ready.
Copy that. There will be additional network traffic coming through as the base station is enabled. Base station on has started. CE, prepare for the terminal count poll.
CE on countdown net. The CE.
CE, prepare for the terminal count poll.
Roger that, at work.
Copy that. Proceeding. TTEP vent is aborting nominally through YOTA. GNC, there was a print INAV command being sent. Dynamics data setup has started. LC, notify OSM to verify flight hazard roadblocks are established.
Copy OSM per step 57.1. Verify flight hazard area roadblocks are established.
Verified.
Copy. A supplemental weather briefing is not required.
Copy that. Entering 0 to skip. RC, report the downrange tracking station status.
Ready to proceed.
Copy that. Proceeding. Rock, report range status.
Range status is proceeding.
Copy that. GNC, verify winds aloft acceptable for loads and control authority, and verify ground winds are within launch limits.
Yes, winds aloft and ground winds are go for launch.
Copy that. Proceeding. Flight software, verify consoles have no critical errors.
That's verified.
Copy that. Proceeding.
This is Falcon Launch Control at T-minus 35 minutes and counting. All systems are go. Weather remains 80% go. We're not working any technical issues. Everything is progressing toward liftoff of Falcon 9 at 8:35. This is Falcon launch control at T-minus 31 minutes and counting. Everything's still proceeding normally. At 8:35, when Falcon 9 lifts off with Dragon on top, Dragon will be carrying about 1,000 pounds of clothing, food, and other supplies for the space station crew, as well as science payloads for NASA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, and the European Space Agency. And the delivery will also include station hardware, other supplies, and chocolate vanilla swirl ice cream for the space station crew. Taking advantage of Dragon's capabilities for lifting payloads powered, there's a freezer that is being taken up to the space station crew, and it is stocked with ice cream. This launch of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon spacecraft is the first of 12 cargo flights under NASA's commercial resupply services contract that SpaceX will fly. All these missions to the space station through 2016 on a contract that is worth $1.6 billion and returns cargo supply to the International Space Station from U.S. soil. Less than 30 minutes to launch. T-minus 29 minutes and counting. This is Falcon launch control.
LC, verify all previous auto and procedure steps are closed prior to proceeding.
That's confirmed.
Copy, proceeding. CE, poll stations and report LCCs are ready for terminal count.
All right, CE polled all the stations and we're ready to proceed into terminal count.
Sounds good, proceeding. CE, save current LCCs to disk.
And saving.
Copy that. LC, execute final test launch preparations per procedure 1.160.
That's in work.
Copy that.
This is Falcon Launch Control at T-minus 25 minutes and counting. Final launch countdown preparations are underway. The launch team is working no technical issues, and weather continues to be green, favorable for launch at 8:35. In addition to following the flight of Falcon and Dragon on the first commercial resupply services mission to the International Space Station by watching NASA television, you can follow the mission at NASA's website, www.nasa.gov/station, and through NASA's social media. You can follow the launch on Twitter at NASA, hashtag NASA Social, and hashtag Dragon. Less than 25 minutes from the launch of Falcon 9 and Dragon. T-minus 24 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. This is Falcon Launch Control at T-minus 22 minutes, 32 seconds and counting. Dragon is fully loaded with more than 1,000 pounds of cargo taking it to the space station, but equally and perhaps more important is Dragon's ability to return cargo from the station. That is critical for supporting scientific research in the space station's unique microgravity environment, which enables important benefits for humanity and vastly increases understanding of how humans can safely work, live, and thrive in space for a very long period of time. The ability of Dragon to return frozen samples is something that has been missing since the space shuttle retired, and this will be tremendously beneficial to the station's research community. All systems remain go. Launch Weather Officer Mike McAleenan just briefed the team once again that weather is looking good. There are no violations at this time. We're at T-minus 21 minutes, 24 seconds and counting. This is Falcon Launch Control. This is Falcon Launch Control at T-minus 19 minutes, 10 seconds and counting, and we've begun final launch countdown preparations. Controllers at the SpaceX Launch Control Center here in Cape Canaveral, Florida, carefully monitoring their data. All systems remain go. Weather is green. Final polls will begin within the next 10 minutes as we approach the terminal count. T-minus 18 minutes, 23 seconds and counting. This is Falcon Launch Control. This is Falcon launch control at T-minus 15 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. All systems remain go. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket exhaling gaseous oxygen. The rocket is fully fueled with RP-1 propellant, a rocket-grade kerosene, and liquid oxygen that will power the 9 Merlin engines and lift the Falcon rocket off the launch pad at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida on its way to the International Space Station. We're about 2 minutes away from a readiness poll. SpaceX launch director Brian Mosdell will conduct a poll of 14 console positions at the SpaceX Launch Control Center, getting a go or no-go for launch. Weather remains green. All systems are go. T-minus 14 minutes, 24 seconds and counting. This is Falcon Launch Control.
Spacecraft controller, you're clear to switch to internal power.
Copy.
All stations verify ready for launch. All stations acknowledge. FTS,
FTS, go.
prop,
Props, go.
AVI,
AVI go.
GNC,
GNC go.
ground,
Ground go.
VC,
VC's go.
GC,
GC go.
DC,
DC's go.
RC,
RC's go.
OSM,
OSM go.
ROC,
Rocks, go.
CE,
Go.
LD,
LD is go.
MD,
MD's go.
LD, verify go to initiate terminal count.
LC, you are go to initiate terminal count.
Copy.
This is Falcon launch control at T-minus 12 minutes, 22 seconds and counting, and we have a go to initiate the final phase of launch. All systems remain go. The terminal countdown will begin at T-minus 10 minutes and 30 seconds.
GNC ready. Copy, proceeding.
RC, start the range video recorders.
Roger.
VC, start the terminal count auto sequence set to start at T-minus 10 minutes.
Copy that. Entering 1, proceeding.
If a hold is called from this point forward, the terminal count auto sequence will be aborted. Indicate an abort or hold condition by verbally saying hold, hold, hold on the primary countdown net. In this event, VC will immediately abort the idle sequence. VC shall not abort the idle sequence after T-minus 10 seconds, and operators shall not call a hold after T-minus 30 seconds.
T-minus 10 minutes, 20 seconds and counting, and the auto sequence will start at T-minus 10 minutes.
Attention all personnel, stand by to pick up the count. T-minus 10 minutes and counting on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. VC announce the auto sequence has started.
Dragon terminal count and terminal count launch have continued and started.
RCO, confirm clock is counting. RCO, confirm clock is counting. GCVC, stand by on FireX.
Standing by. Pre-valves are coming open.
OSM, verify launch enable to flight.
RCO switching to flight.
The 9 first-stage Merlin engines have begun chilling.
Counting T-minus 9 minutes and 20 seconds on my mark. Mark.
Aux bleeds are open. We are now chilling in all 9 engines on first stage.
Good feedback on all pre-valves.
At T-minus 8 minutes, Dragon will move to internal power.
T-minus 9 minutes.
All systems are go. Weather is green. Heading for an on-time liftoff of the Falcon 9 at 8:35 and 7 seconds. T-minus 8 minutes, 20 seconds and counting.
T-minus 8 minutes.
T-minus 7 minutes, 30 seconds and counting, and Dragon is now operating on internal power.
T-minus 7 minutes.
T-minus 6 minutes, 30 seconds.
Stage 1 fuel bleed is open. Vehicles in self-alignment.
The flight computer aboard is in self-alignment. At T-minus 5 minutes and 30 seconds,
T-minus 6
Dragon's
minutes.
terminal count will auto-start. T-minus 5 minutes, 15 seconds
Stage
and
2
counting.
TVC bleed has started.
About 30 seconds away from transferring Falcon 9 to internal power.
T-minus 5 minutes.
GN2 load ended nominally. Stage 1 and Stage 2 internal auto sequences have started.
Dragon is now transferred to internal power. T-minus 4 minutes, 35 seconds.
Stage 2 and Stage 1 are on internal power.
Vehicle release auto sequences started.
T-minus 4 minutes.
At T-minus 3 minutes, 11 seconds,
Start of Stage 2 TVC wiggles.
the flight termination system will be armed.
Ground system is setting up.
T-minus 3 minutes, 30 seconds and counting.
FTS is on internal power.
At T-minus 3 minutes, liquid oxygen topping will terminate.
Prevels are coming closed.
FTS is armed.
Flight termination
Launch load
system
ending
is armed.
nominally. Fuel trim bells are set to their flight positions.
At T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds, SpaceX launch director will verify a go for launch.
LD, verify go for launch.
Go for launch.
At T-minus 2 minutes and counting, the Air Force Range Control Officer will verify the eastern range is go.
Ended nominally.